so much money, but they're not really thinking about the clients per se. So for me to be able to help more people, I need to grow, right? I need to grow legs, and that's what I'm really working on. And Jen, I just want to say thanks a lot. You know, you've really inspired me, and every time I see you on the board, I'm like, damn, she's killing it, and you inspire me. But again, you have to think about like, okay, the more money I am making, it means the more people I'm actually helping. Okay, a lot of these people are unfortunately, people that are actually with, that are selling these trash value. Once these people actually realize what they really have, the looks on their faces are just, it's almost like, it's really sad, right? And unfortunately, sometimes for other people, they become uninsurable because they've had these policies while they were healthy, but they've developed something, with time. Obviously, the older we get, the more health issues that will come, especially now with COVID, right? Everything is just unpredictable at this point. So anyways, I don't know, I hope, for if you guys have anyone, right? Anyone, if they have something, they probably don't understand it. So just ask. Keep asking people, like, you have a policy? And if they do, just tell them, let me look at it. All right. Now, obviously, some people may not have, the ability to have, the enough training to be able to read, and that's what your upline is there for. Use them. Okay. Use your uplines. Learn, educate yourselves, learn all these products. Okay. Learn the differences. Okay. And like I said, we say buy term and invest the difference. I want to emphasize again, get your securities license. Like Jen said, you cannot be fully helping people, okay, if you don't have that securities license. And if you don't, then please, work on it, take time, don't make any excuses, and use your upline for the time being so that they can help those people right away. Okay. Any questions?
Hey, Jen.
Nice job, Sheila. Thank you, Josh. So,
hey, Jen. No, just real quick. Marin posted a question in the chat. I don't know if you were able to see that.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Signing different devices. I was just getting ready to answer it. But really quick. So, Sheila, you still work a job, right? Or did you quit already?
Actually, I did. Well, it's a long story, but yes, I'm working towards that. I'm actually starting next week. I don't officially have a job.
Oh, congratulations. Awesome. Great job. Yeah. New full-timer in the house. Awesome. Okay, so I don't think everybody understands how busy you were when you first started. Can you, I just want people to understand, like, Sheila she still gets back to people, even when she had literally a business here, a business there, 2 different jobs, right? Can you just give us like a 5-second clip of what your schedule typically was like when you first came into the business?
So I usually work 12 hours in the operating room. So I would work 12 hours in the operating room. I would get home. I would, if I had time, I would cook, clean, or whatever. And then after that, that's when I started calling people or texting people, right? I always made time for the business. Now, if I'm off, right, which I only work 3 days. So on the 4 days, I'm actually working on my business, right? Before I got my securities license, what I would do, Jen, is I would get home, I would cook and clean a little bit, and then I would actually study from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. I would, because you know what? If I say I'm not going to fail, I'm not going to fail, right? And I told Samir always laughs at me when I said this. I said, if I fail my securities license, it's not meant to be, right? But of course, I wanted to make sure that I was ready, right? So again, that's what I did. I just, if people are texting me about things that are not about the business, I would still follow up with them. And that's how I build my credibility. And that's why I'm getting the business that I have. It's just because I keep doing, I keep telling, I follow up. I tell them exactly what I feel, Jen. I'm very direct. You know that, as you know, I always tell people exactly, not necessarily what they want to hear, but at least it's truthful. Okay. So, and that's what I would do. I would just constantly, on the days that I'm off, I would work towards, either contacting people through social media, calling them, texting them, whatever it takes, girl, whatever it takes. All right.
Okay.
Because again, I just wanted to help these people.
And how many appointments, if you can just, I guess, guesstimate, right? Because I know it fluctuates sometimes. How many appointments do you think you do per week? Per
Okay.
month?
So right now I'm working on, well, right now I do an average of like 3 to 5 appointments a week. Okay. And that's average, right? Most of the times, I like this past week, it wasn't just life insurance, it was security. So last week, I think I had at least 7 appointments. But every day I'm reaching out to at least, I would say at least 6 to 8 people every day, right? I also spend time on follow-ups with my clients, right? And every night, Jen, I check my life manager. Every night I check it, okay? Because I want to see what business has been approved, what business is, going to be not taking soon. So those are the things that I do. I really do. I really do have to look at life manager. I have to, right?
And does it take you all day to call 6 to 8 people, or how?
No, it really, it really takes a few minutes, right? It takes a few minutes to, reach out, like, especially now with text messages, you can just say, hey, what's up, whatever. And then I call them after. Okay. I will spend time. Now, my presentations, Jen, has improved because of you. Okay. They have really improved because of you. And I really, really like the personal touch, asking for the names of their children. That really is very personal. And I think that was a big thing that I was like, damn, why didn't I do that before? Right. So it was very clever, very clever. So that's another thing. Learn from people in the business. There are so many nuggets that everybody has to contribute, right? I'm learning every day, and that's why I look forward to the meetings, right? I don't feel it as a chore, because I feel like every time I come to a meeting, I learn something that I can use for my business. So Jen, thank you so much for that.
Oh, thank you. It's cool because everything I've taught you guys, I've learned just sitting in training. Literally, I've just implemented it, right? So it's not me, guys. It's literally all the training that I just put in my brain. So let me answer Marin's question really quick. And you guys, if you have questions, please put them on, because we're going to end training soon. So Marin, you asked me about the half fast start meetings, and I do 2 parts. So before quarantine started, in-person orientation would be 2 hours. And so you would go through the psychology of recruiting and why you should recruit, and psychology of clientele and why we stay in the qualified market, and then teach them how to book appointments after we get a list from them, and etc. And that would take 2 hours, after you're done booking appointments. But what I found was people don't have an attention span like that on Zoom, right? So I started cutting down. I didn't want to cut out what I was explaining to people. So I was like, let me try this out and see if it works better. And it did, because I was very efficient in the first hour, where I explained, this is what I go over the first hour. And you work with Josh directly, and he has the slides, I'm sure. So I go over expectations, right? They have to know, you got to communicate with me within 5 to 10 minutes, be coachable, and show up. Showing up is the lowest level commitment for me, because I know what value I bring to the table as a trainer. And I know I can teach you how to make at least 80,000 rolling 12, right? On a part-time schedule. I can teach you how to do that, Mr. New Recruit. But if I'm going to bring that to the table, you need to show up, because I'm not spending time with you. Sorry. And it's a waste of my time, because you're not going to get trained the right way, and we're both going to waste time. So the expectations, I go over their schedule, because I want to know when you cannot work your business here, right? And so the schedule that they have available, I want to know, how can I work with you where I don't step on your schedule you already have in place? And if there's anything we may need to negotiate moving around, we're going to do that right now, right? And 3, their goals. I need to know what's important to them. If they tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, the goals they just gave me were a 6, I don't want those goals. I want the 10 out of a 10 goal, right? Like for me, it's retiring my mom. It's not getting a new car, even though I wanted that, right? The car is not as important as retiring my mom. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, the car is cool, but my mom's a 10. So that's the goal that my trainer needed to keep me focused on in order to keep me going, to learn all the new stuff I had in the business, right? You got to figure out what's important to people. Then you explain how you're going to teach them how to recruit and hire and train and acquire clients the right way. And then the bonus, last but not least, right? So that's all those 5 things I go over in the first hour, the first half of the Fast Start meeting. Because like once we get back together the very next day, that's where I'm setting appointments with them. We're creating a list, and we're spending all that hour to create a list, name dump, and send out 3-way messages and book invites to webinars for the recruiting side, their building team side, and booking qualified appointments for their field training. And
do you have specific, like my last question, I promise. Do you have specific like text messages that you send them, or do you just have them do what's in their words? Like, hey,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, because I know we have the ones like, hey, a character reference, and then we have the ones for the business, recruiting. So I was just curious, do you use those?
Yeah, so I use the character reference one. Hey, I just started working with a new company and listed you as a personal character reference. Please say great things about me and expect a call from Jennifer Lee at 202 and so on. Thank you so much. That's the character reference one for the qualified appointment. And for the work opportunity one, they sent out, hey, I just referred you to a work opportunity. Please take a call from Jennifer Lee at 202 and so on. Thank me later. That's the 3-way message for the recruiting side. And I purposely call, this is really important. I purposely call the numbers in front of the trainee while they're on Zoom with me, and the trainee's on mute, because people's fear, again, go back to credibility, is that you're going to mess up their credibility. People don't want to put down names and numbers because they don't understand that your interest is helping them get better, but they don't understand that they never worked with somebody who actually cares about them getting better. Their boss wants them to get paid the least at their job, so they're used to being put down all the time. So when they get into a situation here where it's foreign to hear, hey, my job is to help you, my job is to help you grow, they don't know what that feels like. That's new. So now they're all skeptical, and they're like, why does she want to help me so much? I don't want to put down names and numbers. Put me in front of your family and friends. Listen, you got to overcome that with the new person. They got to learn to trust you, just like you got to learn to trust them with a client one day too, right? But once the names and numbers get put down, they're going to fight you on some of the people that you want them to text. It will happen, right? But you'll know if they're coachable or not. You'll know if the person is fighting you from day one, they're going to have trouble training people. Just remember that. They will, because they're not going to be able to overcome their people's objections either, because they're giving you a hard time. So now they're going to attract people that give them a hard time. It's going to be karma that happens to them, and you don't need to worry about that. You just need to worry about doing the right thing, the same thing with every single person as much as possible, and the right person will follow along, right? And so I call the person in front of the contact in front of the recruit so that they feel comfortable with me, and they now know that I'm not going to mess up their credibility. They see the script work. They see that I'm very personable. They see that, I didn't make the person upset on the phone. People think the worst ever, So you want to call the person in front of that new recruit so that they learn to trust you.
Awesome.
It's a
Thank you. Thanks a bunch.
Any other questions, guys? Okay, if there's no other questions, let me talk about month end really quick.